Have you saved enough for your retirement? In the United States, 50% of all the baby boomers have only saved $100,000 or even less. That's not going to be enough for their retirement. Passive income could be a way to complement those shortcomings. In this video here, I want to give you some ideas how you can generate passive income streams for your retirement. Welcome, I'm Sabrina from retireon.com.au. Today we're going to talk about passive income. It's an income that you get when you're not only at work, not only paid for the hours you work. I can already hear the critics say that passive income doesn't exist. And yes, I have to agree, it's never going to be 100% passive income. In the beginning, you have to put in work to set it all up. And then again, in the future, when it's running, you still have to keep an eye on it and manage it a few hours here and there. But if everything works out, it's going to keep bringing money into your accounts with little effort. So let's look at some examples. The best known example for passive income is income that comes from rentals. So this could be from a second house you buy, or it could be a room that you rent out from your house that you currently occupy. And agree, there is different levels of passiveness. It all depends on how much time you have to put in to manage this. But remember, if you have a second property, you could get a property manager and then it gets really passive to you. The other good example that people know is investments with dividends. But even with those, you need to keep an eye on them to see if they're performing well. In this video, I want to give you some examples for online passive income streams and quite a few for offline ones. But before we look at those examples, I want to see why passive income is important for you and your happy retirement. Lots of people realize that when they're a few years out of retirement that they don't have enough savings. And because there's only a few years left, they don't have enough time to boost those savings while they're still working. So I think it's a really good idea to integrate passive income streams into their retirement planning at that point, because this can overcome those savings shortings, and it can even enable early retirement if you're lucky. And one more thing before we get started and look at those examples in details, I have put links to many of the websites who offer those services I'm going to talk about below in the description. They are affiliate links. So what that means is if you click on them and register or buy a product through those websites, I may get a small commission. This doesn't have any on-cost to you, but it will help me making more videos such like this. The first example I want to share with you is called peer-to-peer renting, or maybe you've heard sharing economy before. Well, it's a way to rent out the things you own. And I say things on purpose because it's so difficult to summarize them into just one big category. Because it can be anything from a spare dining table to a surfboard, your car, caravan, your boat. Anything is possible. And yes, even the parking space in front of your house can make money if you're not using it to park your car there. I think the best way to rent out your things is by registering at a website, because they usually come with insurance cover that covers your things while they're with somebody else. There are designated websites to rent out your cars, others are for parking space, and there's specific ones where you can rent out all these other things like your surfboard, your camera, things like that. Just watch this space for a video on how I register on Camplify to rent out our camping trailer. I really want to give this one a go because it's just standing in our garage for more than 10 months a year. Such a big potential, don't you think? And how do you like the information I've given you so far? If you like it, please give this video a thumbs up and click on that red little icon down there to subscribe to my channel. Now let's talk about how you can make a passive income by generating online content. I think those examples are particularly good if you're already retired, because they will keep you active and mentally engaged. Are you a writer? Have you ever thought about writing your own blog? With a blog, you can make money that comes from ads or affiliate marketing. If you don't know what it is, then watch those 2 videos where I explain the affiliate marketing concept and how to start a good blog. Or you could visit my website retireon.com.au for more details and a step-by-step course to start you as a blogger. Or the other option is, if you're a writer, you could write your own book. These days, you don't have to be accepted by a big publisher. You can publish it yourself on Amazon. Just watch this space for a video where I'll show you how to do that. Another idea is to create online courses. Have you a certain skill or have big knowledge of an area? Well, how about you teach it to others by creating online courses? Or are you creative in the field of photography or videography? Well, you could upload and sell your photos or videos through iStock or Shutterstock. And the last example I have for you is you could create your own YouTube channel. Here again, the money would come from affiliate marketing or ads. Now, if you have some savings, it would be a good idea to invest them. You could go through an investment broker, a financial advisor, the traditional way, or you could do online investments. These online investments are an ever-growing category, and when I looked into them, there were quite a few that were new to me too. The first I want to talk about is called crowdfunding. It's a way to invest your money into startups, small businesses, or other projects. If they get successful, you get your investment back plus interest. These investments are usually done online, and the amount you have to invest can be really small. Another option is crowdsourced investment. It's quite similar to crowdfunding, but in this case you would only be investing into commercial real estate. That sounds very big, doesn't it? But don't worry, you don't have to invest massive funds. It can be very small, for example $500. Then another way to invest would be buying and selling online businesses such as websites, domains, shops, things like that. They are online assets, just like property is an offline asset. Their value can increase and decrease over time, so it's up to you to find the right moment to buy them and to sell them. Then there's peer-to-peer lending. What is this? Well, it's a way how people can borrow money without going through a bank. So you, as the investor, you would become the bank. There are quite some big returns associated to this. It can be something between 5 to 10%. But with big returns usually come big risks. So let's look at an example. If you are about to invest $5,000, you would not be lending this money to just one borrower, because that would be quite risky, right? Your $5,000 will be split up in so-called notes, which each have a value of $25. They are then distributed to several borrowers, and that will reduce your risk. And then there are robo-advisors or robo-investors. So that's a way to invest money with very little human intervention. You will put your money to a website, invest it there, and you'll have to answer some questions about how much would you like to get in what time frame. And this will decide how aggressive the investment strategy has to be. Then the decisions on what to buy, and when to sell is determined by an algorithm. And exactly there is the problem, because some people don't like that a computer decides what happens with their money. It's up to you to decide if you're comfortable with such an investment option. So I talked a lot about online things, right? But here are some offline ideas. You could invest your money into a laundromat. Quite a random idea, right? But actually a pretty good one, because if you think it through, the only big active thing is in the beginning when you set it all up. And then you only have to collect the money, pay the bills for water, electricity, and maybe cleaning of the machines, and deal with any technical problem that could be there. And yes, I agree, the costs to set it all up is there, but it's actually not that big. I googled around and I found a few articles that estimate this cost at about $22,000 for a 40-machine service. And such a big service is also estimated to have a revenue of about $46,000 per year. That's quite nice, isn't it? So the last example I want to share with you is called vehicle wrapping. This was a completely new concept to me too. But I'm pretty sure you have seen those cars with those magnets or window decals or full wraps advertising services or products on the road, right? Sometimes it's people advertising for their own businesses. But there are businesses who would pay you to advertise them on your car. It could be a simply monthly payment that you get, or it could be a commission based on if people are looking up the website or calling the number advertised on your car. So these are some ideas how you can generate passive income in your retirement. But they are just that, ideas. I suggested them without considering your objectives, financial situation, or needs. Before you act on them, please think about if they're gonna suit you. I will definitely try out this peer-to-peer renting of our camper trailer, and I'll give those robo-advisors a go. As I do so, I'll be posting videos about my own personal experience. Which ones have captured your interest, or do you know of any other good passive income streams? Please let me know by commenting below. Also go down to the description where you can find all those links to those websites I've mentioned in this video. As I said before, some of those links are affiliate links. Did you like this video? Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you soon in my next video.